Hey everybody, I'm back with another quick review of a movie that is one of my favorites from Vinegar Syndrome. It is just one cut currently. When I watch the regular cut, I will give you a review, let you know. I do apologize if you can hear our fan in here or our air conditioner because it has been super humid and super hot the past few days. That being said, let's talk about dirty work. So, some of you may know, some of you may not. Norm Macdonald is one of my favorite comedians. And he was my favorite Weekend Update person on SNL. On my personal Facebook page, I do note to selves that I've taken from him. Not verbatim, but I say note to self and then I say some stuff that people find funny, stuff like that. That being said, Vinegar Syndrome put out a 4K version of Dirty Work. There are two cuts. There's the dirtier cut, which is the original R-rated cut that Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald intended for it to be. And there's a theatrical cut on here. I don't know what's going on. I put in the 4K of the dirtier cut, and colors seemed off at times. Like, the lips of Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang seemed very red. Other colors seemed muted, which I think is probably where they put in the scenes that were cut out for the theatrical version to make the dirtier cut. But just the color seems way off, which is the second release Vinegar Syndrome has put out, where colors do not seem correct. Cannibal the Musical being the first one, this now being the second. Again, this is just the dirtier cut. I have not watched the theatrical cut, and when I do, I will come back and do another review of that. But it is still watchable. The only thing I will say that is a very big downgrade is the audio. For when they cut to stuff that's in the dirtier cut, the audio goes way low before it goes back to normal with stuff that's in the movie. I don't know if it's just a mastering issue or what that issue is. But there's also, that said, it's watchable. It's not bad, and it is a version of Dirty Work on 4K and Blu-ray with some cool special features on it versus the DVD that came out, and it was just the movie in widescreen and the movie in full screen, and a trailer. That was it. Here, at least on the 4K, you get a commentary track on both the R-rated and the PG-13 cut. And then you also have over an hour long documentary on the making of Dirty Work. And then you have an interview with Jim Downey, who Jim Downey was a writer on Saturday Night Live. He's an actor in this, it says. Interview with Frank Sebastiano, who was a co-writer, and co-writer and actor Fred Wolf. An interview with assistant Alan Goluboff. An interview with an assistant Redditor. Interview with, by itself, co-writer Fred Wolf. Interview with co-writer Frank Sebastiano. Interview with Norm Macdonald's stunt double. Interview with David Koechner. Interview with Uni Park. Interview with Kevin Farley, who is Chris Farley's brother. Another interview with Jim Downey. And a 2-hour assembly cut and an alternate extended ending. Those are the special features on here. I have not watched those yet. But I will say, the dirtier cut of Dirty Work is rough. But it's how it originally is meant to be seen. Before, I think it was MGM stepped in and said, no, we need to make it PG-13, which really irritated Norm and Bob Saget. And again, yeah, I may have said this before, maybe not. It is directed by Bob Saget. Yes, Danny Tanner from Full House is the director of this movie. And I do believe this is the one and only movie he ever directed. But yeah, Dirty Work. I can't fully recommend the dirtier cut. But I will say it is on 4K. I need to see if the same issues occur in the regular cut, which will be coming soon. So yeah, I will check that out and report back to you, and this will be a longer video. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back shortly for you guys, but probably a couple hours for me. That I'm back without a hat. So I just finished watching the theatrical cut of Dirty Work. Again, for you guys, probably like a couple minutes. For me, I think it was probably close to a day. I want to go back and say I was wrong watching the theatrical cut and pieces again from the dirtier cut. It seems the red may not be on them. It may just be the 4K-ness of showing the makeup. Because when I watched the theatrical trailer on the Blu-ray disc, the colors were like I remember them being from VHS. So I'm wondering if a big portion is the makeup, and the 4K being so good you're seeing the makeup, but red is like really prevalent through most of the movie, especially on the faces of everybody. So I'm just going to go with it's a 4K thing and that's their makeup. But it wouldn't make sense though, because everybody's red in the face. Like right here and in the cheeks, everybody is super red. So I don't know, again, if that's the 4K-ness of it, with it being super high def, or what. That being said, the theatrical version and the PG-13 version, comparing the two, as weird as it sounds, I kind of like the dirtier version, but the PG-13 version is the way to go. There are a couple of scene differences, but the PG-13 version is the one I grew up with, and to me it's funnier when jokes don't go all the way in. In the dirtier cut, there's jokes where they flat out explain what the joke is sometimes. But in the PG-13 cut, they go right up to the edge and they stop, because any farther in it would be like an R rating. The other thing I watched on here was the documentary about the making of. And that is kind of neat because they have pretty much everybody involved with the movie that's still alive. Artie Lang declined, but Artie Lang is on record as not liking the movie. Bob Saget, Norm Macdonald, Chris Farley have all passed on. But pretty much everyone else gets interviewed. The Saigon Horror, played by Uni Park, is interviewed. A theater employee played by Chris Farley's brother Kevin Farley is interviewed. Various crew members. Jim Downey, who was one of the homeless guys. Fred Wolf, who is the homeless guy that goes through the aisles and goes, "Oh, I farted," and then comes back through and goes, "Did you fart?" "Oh no, that may have just been me from earlier." He's interviewed. And so it's a really comprehensive disc. Those guys were kind of mainish characters. They have the guy who, when Mitch and Sam are opening up the trunks of the cars, and Mitch goes, "I've never seen so many dead hookers in my life." And this guy just goes, "Lord knows I have." They interview him. His name is Boyd Banks. They interviewed that guy. They interview, in theory, a skunk as a joke. Not funny. Not funny to me. You may find it funny. But they get a bunch of people. This is one of the most comprehensive features on this movie. So, having seen that, having seen both these, do I recommend Dirty Work on 4K? I do. I recommend Dirty Work on 4K. It's the most complete version you're probably ever going to get. And I highly, highly recommend it. It's funny. It's my type of humor. The humor is not for everybody. But it's my type of humor. I grew up loving Norm Macdonald, so I'm going to be biased. But yeah, Vinegar Syndrome. 4K Dirty Work. Pick it up. Highly recommended. Pick it up. It was, I think, like $40, $50 with tax by the time all was said and done, I think. Or that's the way it is on their site now. I don't remember. I ordered this as the halfway to Black Friday. It was on sale. But, yeah. Go pick up Dirty Work. Or if you want to watch it first, I think it was on Amazon Prime or Tubi or somewhere. Watch it first. Make sure you like it. And then if you like it, go pick it up. But I do recommend any version of Dirty Work. like I said, the PG-13 cut is my preferred cut because to me it's funnier. Just that they don't explicitly point out some of the more adult jokes. But you do lose some some funny things from the end. Toward the end of the movie that are just cut out for who knows what reason. But yeah, Dirty Work, check it out. Dirty Work, there we go, so I'm not flailing. Check it out, and remember to stay spooky, stay scary, take carry. That really doesn't apply for a non-horror movie, but check out Dirty Work.